Hello, Namaste. My name is GR Reddy. Here, what we're trying to do is to explain and share some of the experiences of HUSIS for last 20 years in terms of helping a lot of international companies into India. Now, with the pandemic, remote teams have become a real reality, and the remote working has actually brought a lot of change in the way the companies operate, and also benefit from the kind of a cost effectiveness that they can actually operate from anywhere, you being in anywhere, but accessing the talent from anywhere. And India has got its own talent, and it's remotely available, and that is where HUSIS comes in picture to help these organizations who would like to build on their capabilities using the remote teams from India. At HUSIS, we have been spending more than 20 years in helping a lot of these companies who are coming into India. The most important thing that I'd like to touch upon here is, how do you manage those remote workers? Now that you know how to make them to stick, but of course we are doing virtually, but at the same time, how a remote work management can be looked into. We're just looking about some few pointers for you to consider. There are many opportunities that we can express later, but within the short time, I would like to just cover a couple of points here. One is making sure that they have the right infrastructure when they're working remotely. Either they are working in a co-working location, or they're working in an office that is designated that they will go every day, or the home that they're actually sitting there. So just making sure that the infrastructure is rightly maintained so that the productivity of employee becomes really, really high. Productivity of the worker will become very high. The second is very important. If you feel that we have just given a job and they're going to manage and then they're going to deliver as an activity, I think you need to reconsider. A daily interaction, or the manager who is responsible should be able to help in planning of activities and a day closure activity. So there is one touch point of a plan for the day and day closure actually helps, especially the Indian workers who are working remotely. Also, create some kind of a tools that can enhance their productivity, and also give some kind of a self-monitoring tools for performance. That, let's say, there are some ticketing tools that you may have, or maybe logging in tools that you may have. You log in a challenge, they're supposed to deliver at a particular point of time, but after a week's time, you may want to really sit through with them to look at how they have performed in terms of their tasks. What is the time taken for solving certain problems? What is the time taken for completing certain tasks, etc. That will actually help quite a bit. Even though you may feel that it is spoon feeding or maybe sitting on their heads or something, but I think it has to be a really non-threatening way. But at the same time, these are very, very basic activities which are required for you to be getting maximum out of the Indian remote workers. The one more important point that you may want to get more out of them also is engage them in sharing their knowledge with the peer group. So there are certain times that you may wanted to ask them to come back and share what they have actually done, what their work related, or maybe what the technology related, or maybe the learning that they have done during that week or during that quarter, or whatever it is. Do some peer group kind of a knowledge sessions. That way what happens is they also learn certain tricks of the trade in terms of managing themselves remotely. When you actually tell them this is what it is to learn, maybe directly it may not impact, but then when they actually sit in a group, the peer learning we have actually seen a lot more useful on the remote work environment, because somebody would have created some kind of a different mechanism of working, can be shared in the group, and then that becomes a tool for others to be more productive. Frequent group interaction and appreciation of work. So probably a review of a work as a group and appreciating some of the best works that have been done on a very regular basis will always help managing a remote worker effectively. One important thing which I actually mentioned here is you have to have a tighter work schedules and a bit of monitoring continuously, which helps. Okay, which helps you reduce the long hours of work by the employee, so that they have enough time for their work-life balance. Most of the times, the Indian workers, what the behavior is that, okay, since I have a time in my hand, I don't mind actually spending beyond 8 hours or 9 hours or 10 hours. Sometimes you find them working for 14 hours, but that may impact them on their work-life balance over a period of time. So it is always important to make sure that you ask for a delivery with a tighter work schedules, with a clear monitoring. That way, there's more productivity that we have seen in the Indian workers, and hence also help their work-life balance so that they have enough time to spend with their family. Here, you have to make a special effort. Actually, you have to be really asking that, are you spending enough time with your family? Are you spending enough time outside of your work while you're working remotely? This is very, very important, just to make sure that they don't extend the work and then put prolonging hours. And that's where your shorter work cycles will always help. So that's all I have today. If you have any question, you can ask, or please do reach out. We'll be happy to help. Our team works almost 18 hours of our Indian time. That means that can cover Australian time to US time, at least some part of the portion. So I would say always that I can always say at least 3 to 4 hours of any of these time zones that we will be able to cover. Just write to us at welcome-to-india@husys.com, or you can actually call the number that is provided here. That's all I have. Thank you so much. Namaste.